So on my third and last day of this little Kyoto trip, I wake up with an idea. I wanted to push the boundaries to even further and see how much minimal and how light of a setup I can use while still being able to make a YouTube video. With that idea in mind, I took with me my Ricoh GR3 and my iPhone to capture all the B-roll and the POV segment. The iPhone I'm using now, it's the iPhone 12 Pro Max, so it has the three lenses, the super wide angle, the normal one, and the kind of telephoto. So everything you'll see in this video have been captured with my phone, at the exception of this talking head shot right now, because I actually tried to capture it, and the picture quality was perfectly fine, but the sound was just not possible. So that's it with the little explanation. Now let's dig into this video and make sure to stay until the end because I will put kind of a funny clip and I'm pretty sure you will laugh. So during this Kyoto trip and also the previous ones I had with my girlfriend some weeks ago, I could really experience this kind of travel feels I was really missing in the past years. I have moved to Japan in March this year, and previously I only came here as a tourist and really enjoyed traveling around. But since I moved here for good, when I'm having my normal life here in Hiroshima, I think it's quite obvious, but I don't have the same travel feels that I could have years ago when I was traveling by myself. But when I went to Kyoto, I could really experience again these travel feels, and I was super happy about that. I'm not saying that Hiroshima is not special, far from that, because I love Hiroshima and still I can really feel that it's super different from my home country, Switzerland. But I guess you would agree that it's difficult to have these kind of feelings in the city you are living in. But still, I'm really glad that I moved here in Japan because of many different reasons and also personal reasons that are pretty obvious. But also because now from Hiroshima I can just take the car for 30 minutes, 1 hour, and move to somewhere really new and really experience the same kind of travel feels I had traveling around Japan. I have a lot more to come about this Kyoto trip, but I wanted to work in a kind of a realizability order, if that makes sense. Starting with the things I was more likely to get ready faster, and then moving on to the more time-consuming videos. But just had to say that keep posted, more videos are about to come. There's something special about the light in summer. In the morning from 7 up to 9 or 10, the light is really quite harsh and really bright, but still there is some kind of softness to it, which makes it really easy and really fun to play with your photography, I think. This year was my first year being in Japan during summer, and I've been warned by many people that it's really hard, it's really hot, it's really humid, and you are just dying every day. which I can agree to some points, but it all depends on the context, I guess. Of course, if you are working and you have to walk to the office every day for 20-30 minutes while wearing a suit or like a proper attire, I agree that it's quite hard. But if you are here just moving around or even traveling, I guess it's pretty fine. You just sweat, and that's a pretty normal thing, right? I think you just have to dress in consequence, put a cap on and some sunscreen, but I wouldn't really stop anyone planning to go to Japan for a trip in summer. I think there's plenty of reason why you would want to come here during summer. The days are long and there is some summer festivals and so on. So with that little experiment, I could really see by myself that an iPhone or any recent smartphone is an amazing tool that can replace an action cam in the context of making immersive photography videos. Of course, if your intention is to make some action videos, doing snowboards or surfing, obviously a phone won't be the right tool for it. But other than that, I think it can do the job quite well. If you use the wide for the POV segments and the telephoto for this kind of cinematic and more static scenes, I think they are just really good. And having these three lenses with three totally different perspectives gives you so many possibilities and variations to enhance your storytelling. So that was about the technical aspect, but this experiment made me realize even more that the only barrier that prevents you from creating anything you want is probably the little switch hidden somewhere in your brain. I think we should all try to spend less time and energy to try to find the new shiny piece of gear, but instead trying to find this little switch in your brain and turn it on. On this pretty average and quite cliche motivation speech, I'm out. Please subscribe and like my videos, it really helps. And don't please others, stay true to yourself. Let's see you in the next one. Bye.